Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Police claim woman's death at St. James Resort a case of death by misadventure. The police believe that the death of 25-year-old Sunny Hewitt at the St. James Base Resort on Sunday morning is a case of death by misadventure. Hewitt reportedly checked into the hotel on Saturday to celebrate her birthday. A source said that video footage obtained from the hotel shows Hewitt walking onto the balcony before her body was discovered. Another well-placed police source also disputed the claims being made on social media that the deceased woman was pushed to her death. The police source told reporters that there is no substantial evidence to prove that there was no foul play involved in the woman's death. DJ Franco found dead. A popular Western Jamaica radio jockey was found dead at his home in Westmoreland on Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as Courtney Francis, more popularly known as DJ Franco from Mellow FM. Francis was also an ex-policeman who had been assigned to the Savannah Lamar police station as a detective corporal. Reporters understand that Francis has been ailing from an undisclosed sickness for some time. One dead, another injured in Westmoreland gun attack. One man is dead and another nursing gunshot wounds after gunmen opened fire at a shop in 3 Miles River in Westmoreland on Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as 23-year-old Jordan Obi from the community. Reports are that the incident happened shortly after 9 a.m. An eyewitness told reporters that he was sitting outside the shop when he saw 2 men alighted from a vehicle and opened fire, hitting the 2 men. The eyewitness said he took cover and managed to escape unhurt. Obi and the injured man were said to be outside the shop drinking and celebrating a friend's birthday when the incident happened. The uncle of Obi told reporters that his nephew's death has left him in a state of shock as he was no troublemaker. It's shocking. This community is not volatile, so I don't know what happened, the distraught man said. The Westmoreland police are investigating. Mob charges school compound in search of driver accused of mowing down elderly woman. Students and teachers at Belmont Academy in Westmoreland were reportedly left traumatized on Monday after an angry mob charged onto the school compound in search of a driver who they accused of mowing down an elderly woman in the community. According to sources, the man, in an effort to elude an angry group of machete and fish gun wielders men, sought refuge on the school compound, meters away from the spot where the woman was allegedly hit. In a video circulating on social media, a shirtless man, believed to be the driver, was seen on the second floor of the school in the presence of teachers. Senior Superintendent of Police Wayne Joseph said the driver of the vehicle was later rescued by the police, who took him safely into custody. As word of the incident spread on Monday, panicked parents scrambled to find out if their children were safe. Sources said the school was dismissed shortly after 11 a.m. because of the incident. The injured woman is now in hospital undergoing treatment.
I mean, them around them live round the lane there. Bronchitis to kill the baby them round here, pneumonia. None of them lungs are well good. So no bicycle can ride round there. Right. No touch the man down there, carry pit them gas school them and let them off up here, so. Vehicle let them. We want road to carry down the pit to them. We want road when rain fall like here, pass the pan down there, so. A pan in the middle. Pan. Yeah. We take we carry our bike and carry them out. We not charge them. Right? We want a good road for the pit to them. At 12 years me at the fire, so. 12 years, the school rotten 13 years now. And we want road. The road for the pit to them. My son have.
Westmoreland residents assured that repair work will start soon on Sheffield Main Road. Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Western, Moreland Wilson, is assuring residents of Sheffield in the parish that road repair is to start on the major thoroughfare in their community in short order. Disgruntled residents took to the Sheffield Main Road yesterday morning in protest as they demanded better road conditions. The residents used debris, stones and tree branches to block the roadway. Speaking with reporters yesterday afternoon, Mr. Wilson noted that while the concerned roadway falls under the jurisdiction of the Municipal Council, discussions are already underway for its rehabilitation. He noted that he gave an update on the matter to the concerned citizens. Mr. Wilson added that while he cannot give a timeline, the work should start soon.
They were expressing frustration with the road leading to the primary school I did speak to them and share the concern. That road has been in disrepair for many years, some 13 years and counting. So we have had meetings about it, because I do have community meetings, and we have spoken about the potential repair for that road. Action was taken just last week. Scoping work was done to undertake repair for that road. So I was a bit surprised this morning when I heard that there was a protest, being that it was just last week National Works Agency toured the area with the intention of commencing work. So I did communicate to them. A lot of them weren't aware that the scoping was done, but they were left feeling a bit more comfortable. I would not want to commit to a timeline because the process is outside of my hand, but I would say, in short order, and to just asking residents, who are listening and who may be tuning into IRFM to just give us a little more time, and the road will be repaired in very, very short order. And you will be pleased with the work that is being done.
Local investors seek FBI assistance in multi-million-dollar SSL fraud probe. Local investors have sought the assistance of the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, in the probe into the multi-million-dollar fraud at Stocks and Security Limited, SSL. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark made the announcement during a press conference in Kingston on January 23rd.
Market share information I shared a while ago simply places SSL's demise into a national context. SSL was a relatively small securities dealer, and its problems do not pose a systemic risk to the financial system. There is therefore no need to panic. The financial sector is strong and well capitalized. The financial sector survived the global financial crisis. It survived 2 debt exchanges. It survived the COVID-19 economic shock, the inflation crisis, and it even managed to grow through all of this. Not only is the financial sector strong, it is also resilient. More specifically, the securities dealers industry remains a strong and critical.
New Financial Services Commission Board appointed. A new Financial Service Commission FSC board has been appointed. This following a multi-million-dollar fraud at Investment Company Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL. The FSC, which is mandated to regulate financial institutions such as the SSL, has come under scrutiny following reports of the fraud. Executive Director of the FSC, Everton McFarlane, has since resigned. Bank of Jamaica's Chief Prudential Officer, Major Karen Burrell, will succeed Mr. McFarlane. Speaking at a press conference held on January 23rd, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark said the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Blythe, will chair the new board. Meantime, some members of the previous FSC board will remain. Dr. Clark outlined some of the duties of the new board.
Mr. Richard Biles, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, will be chairman of the board of the FSC. He will be joined on the board of the FSC by Mr. Wayne Robinson, Senior Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Mr. G.D. Lewis, Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, in charge of supervision, Mr. George Roper, Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, in charge of finance, technology, and administration, and a former Deputy Executive Director of the FSC, and another person who I'm not yet prepared to name. I do not believe in the complete turnover of boards, as institutional memory is lost. Furthermore, that practice no longer accords with existing regulation. As such, the board commissioners who remain are Mr. Irwin Burton, former Deputy CEO of Grace Kennedy, Mr. Dennis Brown, retired partner of PwC, Ms. Kenesha Davis, attorney at law, and Mrs. Hillary Robertson, Senior Director at the BOJ, on secondment to the Ministry of Finance and an advisor in my office. The immediate responsibilities of the new board, in addition to what customarily applies, are to, 1, oversee the current intervention in SSL, there's a temporary manager in place, establish a mechanism to review FSC's approach to the SSL case in order to identify any gaps or constraints, and to assess the status of other licensees and whether there are concerns or potential concerns in respect of any company in the securities industry, just for absolute completeness.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.